Okay, thank you very much. I'm representing the lead partner, Nièvre Numérique, and just on behalf of our chair, our president, Fabien Bazin, who is here today, is also the deputy president of the Nièvre County Council, and our deputy director, Jean Dima. I want to thank the region of South Ostrogothia, the city of Karaoke, and SCK for their welcome here and for organising this wonderful conference. And in particular, I'd like to thank the school itself for hosting this conference. I understand how much work has been put in by the children here to have this wonderful display of all of the flags of the different countries participating in the Engage conference and speaking here today. So a great big thank you from all of us for your wonderful welcome here. Now we've had a little bit about the region of South Ostrogothia, just to give you a little bit of information about where we are, because if you speak to most Europeans, they don't know where South Ostrogothia is, and they certainly don't know where the Nièvre is in France. Again, this project is bringing together regions, counties, cities, universities across Europe who very often come from the remoter, more distant parts of Europe, which really essentially need to benefit, as the Mayor said, from the new digital revolution and to develop the high-speed broadband infrastructures. Now, the Nièvre is in the centre of France, in the region of Burgundy, that many of you will have heard of. And one of the most famous products, of course, from the Burgundy region is wine, and the Nièvre has some wonderful wines along the Loire River. So that's one of our most famous products. And right in the middle of Burgundy is actually one of the best national parks in France, the Morvan, where our president, Fabien Bazin, is also mayor of one of the principal towns of the Morvan. And they will shortly be connected up to, with fibre. And this is a really, really important part of the development strategy for our region. Anne-Marie has already said we have 11 partners in 9 different European regions. And already we've understood why we're here. For example, within the Nièvre itself and within Burgundy, there are going to be tens and hundreds of millions of euros invested in the development of high-speed broadband infrastructure, as in all of our regions participating. The project itself is financed by the European Union, and what they want us to do is to produce policy models which can then be transferred across Europe to help people do it more economically and do it more quickly and ensure it gets to more people. And that's why we're here. The project itself, the total funding is about 350,000 euros. And when you compare that to the cost of developing the high-speed broadband infrastructure, it's very, very small. I think it's something important to remember. This is good value for the European Commission. What we will be producing and the work we are doing is extremely good value for them, and it's important to communicate that. The regions themselves come from across Europe, and here's it's not a map of Europe, it more or less shows you where the different partners come from. We have Adrao from Alentejo in Portugal, in the southeast of Europe, southwest of Europe, and right up in the northeast of Europe, of course, the region of South Ostrogothia. Down in the south and southeast, the county of Harghita, going up to Ernat in the northwest of Europe, in Ireland. And in the middle, we have Germany, the UK, France, Slovenia, and Poland. So again, we are from across Europe. We have extremely different systems, but we have all one aim in common, which is to develop a good high-speed broadband infrastructure for the benefit of our population and our economy. It's important to say what we do in the Engage project. Number one, we have created a high-speed expert team. And Anne-Marie is actually one of the experts within that team. We have internal experts and we have external experts. And these are people whose experience needs to be shared. People who are willing to give their time and experience to the other members of the teams to ensure that they are able to take up best broadband practice. We have a collection of good practice, which you can see on the map over in the corner, on the screen, over in the right-hand corner there. And that's being developed at the moment to help people understand better online what the best practice in the Engage project is. And finally, we have the staff exchange. Now, we have a picture here of the staff exchange which took place here in July, when there were 3 ladies from Harghita County in Romania who came here for a week and were taken around to look at all the different examples of best broadband infrastructure practice, but also the uses of high-speed broadband. We have study visits. Like tomorrow we'll be going on a study visit locally. And this is the one we had organised in the Dnieper last year. Unfortunately, it was raining, as you can see. But also in February, we had another very interesting event, which was to take the example of one of our member regions, which is the county of Donegal in the northwest of Ireland, and bring together engaged partners, bring together experts from across Europe to look at an example presented to us and try and see how, as a project, we could assist NACT and the county of Donegal to develop their high-speed broadband plans. And it was a very successful event. Now finally, something which has really become a major focus of the project and was not originally there is our political platform and manifesto. I think we understood very early in the project that if we are to change policy at European level, we have to work together to influence policy. It's not enough for us to write a report, to have a wonderful website, to organise nice conferences. We actually have to enter directly into contact with the European Commission, we have with the European Parliament, with the European institutions, to show them that high-speed broadband in rural Europe is vital for its future. And for that we have created, number one, a manifesto, which you can now see online, and a political platform which will be meeting later today of elected representatives. We know that if we're going to change policy really in the long term, we've got to go to the heart of Europe and communicate that our best practice is best practice for the whole of Europe. Great to welcome our Portuguese delegation here. Okay, good to see you. And what we're asking all of you to do now, and I very much hope we've got the first signatories today in the afternoon, is to sign our manifesto and join us to ensure that rural Europe really has a future. So thank you very much from Dnieper Numeric, and now we hand on to the next speaker. Thank you very much.